Hello, fellow type 1s. This is Dr. Jody Stanislaw, and I help patients who are struggling with their blood sugar levels get off the blood sugar roller coaster and achieve nice straight lines. Today's question is, what are the three major areas of type 1 education that all of us with type 1 need to know, but likely many of us don't have? What are they? That's what I'm going to answer in today's video. If you're just finding my video, welcome. My name is Dr. Jody Stanislaw. I've had type 1 diabetes for 40 years. I have a DEX. I love my DEX. Doing pretty good today. Nice flat lines. That's what I like to help people get. Nice flat lines like that. I'm old school. I help patients with pumps, but I personally am on the good old MDI. But there are three areas that you need to know, somebody with type 1, to master your blood sugar level. And I'm so passionate about helping type 1s get this education. That's why I do virtual, I have a virtual practice. I work with patients all over the world, one-on-one, and I also have courses, because you with type 1, most of us have not received the level of care and education that we need to really thrive, right? The majority of type 1s have elevated A1Cs above 7%. And we deserve better than that. You don't deserve just okay care. You deserve excellent care, right? Because this condition can take over our life. We live with it every day. It's like its own job, its own full-time job, right? And there's no surprise there's so much burnout, because there's so much that we need to manage every day. But if you're not well educated, it's going to drive you nuts. It's like we go to our endo every 3 months and they say, why aren't you doing better? And yet we've only received half the education we need, if that, right? There's like 100% of knowledge that we need, and most people only received about 50%. So what I want to highlight today is, what are the three areas that you need to be able to feel confident in to really get a great A1C and have confidence to reduce your highs and lows? Well, this is exactly what I teach my patients. This is exactly what I teach in the course. My courses, I actually have a course on each one of these topics. But the first topic that you need to be a master at is understanding how to properly dose your basal rates. So basal rates are what the pumps use to drip rapid into your body 24 hours a day, or it's also called long-acting insulin for those of us that are on shots. The shot you either take once or twice a day to keep your background insulin steady. Knowing how to dose these properly and making sure they're dosed properly is essential, because getting this dose right really sets the foundation for good blood sugar levels. I feel like I'm doing this a lot. I don't want to be like pointing my finger at you guys like this, so I'm going to put my hand down. I'm a very handsy talker, but I'm passionate about this, right? So if you don't know how to make sure that your basal rates are set properly, or your long-acting insulin isn't set properly, that just sets you up for frustration, right? Why am I going high again? Why am I going low again? All of these highs and lows. Maybe it has nothing to do with dosing for your meal. Maybe it has to do with the fact that your background insulin isn't set correctly, right? So it's really important to know how to get it correctly. Now, I'd love to dive into what that means on this video, but it takes more than 5 minutes. If you want to become an expert on that, check out my course called How to Get Off the Blood Sugar Roller Coaster. You will become a master at understanding how to make sure that your background is set correctly. When it is, you should be able to go to bed at 80 and wake up at 80. You should be able to skip a meal and not go high or low. That is when you know that your background insulin is set correctly, okay? So check out the course, How to Get Off the Blood Sugar Roller Coaster. My website is right there, drjodynd.com. Click on T1D classes and you'll see the courses. The second thing that you definitely need to master is how to dose for meals properly. When do you pre-dose? By how much do you pre-dose? Do you need all your insulin up front, or do you need to spread it out? If you've only been taught count your carbs and then dose, then you're probably frustrated a lot of the time. If you've only been taught always dose 15 minutes before you eat, then you're probably frustrated all the time. Dosing, my friends, is a lot more complex than that. And, I've had type 1 for 40 years, and I'm sure you've had it for a long time too. It's not as simple as that. They try to put us in these set boxes, right? Of if you just do this, then you should get good results. And I'm here to say it's not that simple. So you've got to become a really educated doser of how to adjust when you eat a lot of protein and you eat a lot of fat, or if you eat at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day, or if you're eating high carb or if you're eating low carb, right? This is what my second course, Nutrition and How to Dose for Type 1s, will give you. I also, I get to work privately with patients, and if you want to work private with me, then I can talk to you about it. But it's best to start with the course, say Nutrition and How to Dose. But the takeaway right now is just know that if you're only using carb counting and you're getting frustrated because your dosing isn't working, this is why. Because dosing is not as simple as just carb counting. All right, point number 3 that all of us with type 1 diabetes need to master is exercise, right? And I'm not just talking about people that like to be fit. I'm talking about just movement, because all of us have active days or less active days. Some people walk all day or work all day running around, or people that garden, right? Any activity, whether you're an exerciser and a hiker in a gym or a biker, or if you just are a person and you're active, right? We've got to learn how to be confident to be active and not go low. And that is what my course on Master Your Blood Sugar with an exercise will give you. I used to have to stuff my face for years when I was exercising to avoid going low, and now I don't. And you don't have to either. When you understand how to exercise without going low, it's so freeing, right? You can not have to worry or, step away from activities that you want to do because you're afraid of a low. And you deserve to know that. So that's my tips today. I want you guys to know all 3 of these things. I want you to know how to properly dose your long acting or your basal rate. I want you to know how to properly dose for your meals, because it's more complicated than carb counting. And I want you to feel confident that you can exercise without going low. And hey, I have a course that teaches all 3 of these topics. So check out my website. It's right there, Dr. Jody ND, and click on T1D classes. So which interests you most? How to get off the blood sugar roller coaster? That's kind of my general foundation course, or the nutrition one, or the exercise one. So I'm going to be coming live Monday through Friday, right around 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, on my Dr. Jody page. And it's a new page. I've been doing these videos now for 2 months on a different page, but now it's on my business page as opposed to my profile page. So hopefully that'll make sense. I'll put the link. Well, I guess watching this now, you're on my business page, so no big deal. Glad you're watching. Check out my website. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye for now.